News from the state, where we bring you reports on key developments, key stories across the state. I'm Ibrahim Sheta. After 14 years of conflicts that crippled farming and displaced thousands of rural farmers, Governor Babagana Zulum says his administration is determined to restore agriculture, the backbone of livelihoods in the state, especially for communities now returning home to rebuild their lives. Senior reporter Jesse Tafida has the story.
For years, vast farmlands across northern Borno lay silent, their fertile earth abandoned as insecurity drove farmers away. But today, that silence is breaking. Touring towns and surrounding farmlands recently, Governor Babagana Zulum reaffirmed his government commitment to boosting agricultural productivity, particularly in communities newly liberated from insurgency. With visible satisfaction, he noted that as peace steadily returns to many parts of the state, farmers are gradually reclaiming their land and restoring life to the soil.
Borno state government is determined to provide infrastructure that is needed for irrigation. One, we shall provide agricultural inputs for them, especially solar water pumps, fertilizers, chemicals, seeds, amongst others. There's economic diversification here. People can earn their means of livelihood here, and I believe this is what we are looking for. Government will continue to expand areas that are to be cultivated so that more population will have benefit from this land.
The state government reveals working in close synergy with the federal government and development partners to ensure that returning populations have the support needed to restart farming activities.
It is about restoring and stabilizing food supply, protecting livelihoods, and strengthening national food security. Indeed, such synergy, when well harnessed, will enable us to jointly address critical gaps along the agricultural value chain, particularly in smallholder farming and financing.
For families returning to their ancestral communities, farming is more than a livelihood. It is a lifeline. It feeds households, sustains local markets, and restores dignity to lives once uprooted by conflict. Jesse Tafida, TVC News, Maiduguri.
And Jesse Tafida joins me on News from the state. Jesse, for more than a decade, many rural communities were forced to abandon their farms because of the insurgency linked to Boko Haram. But from what you observed during the governor's visit, how visible is the return of farmers to those once deserted farmlands?
Well, Ibrahim, it is good to note that the state, depends on agriculture a lot. And according to a data released by the Ministry of Agric, it says that Borno State agriculture, contributes to about 65% of the state's gross domestic product. And it tells you that, of course, it depends on agriculture. And for 14 years, we see that a lot of farmers have been displaced. And according to the Food and Agriculture Organization, over 500,000 metric tons of food have been lost because these farmers are not in their farmlands. They have been in displaced camps. But now that peace is gradually returning to most parts of the state, we can see that farmers are back to their farmlands. And from the past 2 years till now, we see that a lot of farming yields that has been in the state, and there is no more staying in camp. Everybody is going out, to continue to fend for himself. Now, together with the governor, we went around northern Borno and we saw how the agricultural activity is. It's really a big one. And the governor is, satisfied with what he sees so far. People now are back, and this is their mainstay. And they're back in their farmlands, and we could see bumper harvest. And that is why the governor is making this push to see that he continues to support this farmers to see that food production is enhanced in the state. Ibrahim.
So Jesse, we know while some communities are returning to their farms, insecurity has not completely disappeared in parts of the northeast. How confident do you think the farmers are about working their land again?
Now, the government has put a lot of measures in place to see that the farmers are being protected in their farmlands. Now, we have what it's called the agro rangers, where the NSCDC are the ones that are taking charge of the agro rangers. Government has provided vehicles that would convey farmers from morning, to their farmlands, and after they're done, the cars will bring them back to the town, and we could see the agro rangers, going together with the farmers to their farmlands to give them some kind of protection, to give them some kind of confidence that yes, you're being protected. And in some liberated communities whereby people are, afraid of any eventuality, there are perimeters whereby you cannot farm over this place because there are military checkpoints there. So there are places where you can farm. By and large, you can see that agricultural activities is back in Borno State, and according to government, it sees a very big harvest this year.
That's right. Jesse Tafida, thank you.